Yeah, I mean, I did a bunch of stuff, but Mike definitely doesn't want me to overdo it and to jeopardize, obviously, ability to be healthy and stay healthy.
And you feeling okay?
Yeah, I feel good. Just working the kinks out, and this time of year I need to play and get reps, but obviously find that balance between overdoing it as well.
You're one of the lucky guys. Your contract goes beyond this year. Have you ever been on a team with so few people in the last year of a deal, or on 1 year deals?
Yeah, not that I can remember. It's pretty unique. It's I guess it's a unique situation and a bit of a strange one, but at the same time, I think it's really important that we find a chemistry and that kind of you don't want it to feel transient. You want this year to feel legitimate and guys feel like they're really getting an opportunity to audition for the future and build a great team this year at the same time.
What's your comfortability with Blake at 2?
I think he's more than capable to play the 2, and he's easy to play with, so that's not an issue at all.
Mike said something today about how you kind of looked at him and said, "Hey, it's different feeling, different vibe than last year, huh?"
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it feels good. Last year was tough just from the start. It was hard to really, to feel a lot of positive energy. It was always seemed like a challenge, whereas this year it feels a little bit more like a team. And I know it's early, and who knows how good we'll be, but the early kind of energy and vibe is really positive.
When you look at last season, just not having a training camp under D'Antoni, where did you see that hurt him the most as far as just knowing the system? And just
Yeah, I mean, I think it hurt a lot because I don't even think as successful as we were the second half of the season. I think we won a bunch of games comparative to the rest of the league, but we never found an identity. It was always we'd kind of find a way to win some games. I think probably on some talent, but there was never that real confidence or identity amongst the group. So it's important. I think we're going to form an identity and understanding of how he wants us to play. I think he's looked at the roster, actually had his imprint on this roster, and we can find a way that suits the collection. So it's key.
it's obviously only been 1 day, but just playing from Phoenix, what are his training camps financially like? What's kind of the pace?
Yeah, I think that's where he really thrives is the pace. As a player, you hate wasted movement and ebbs and flows. You want to be short, sharp, and have a kind of a crescendo, if you will, to the rhythm of a practice, and he thrives at that. And I think that's important. You got to get your work in, but the more energy and the more continuity you have in a practice session, I think the more guys get out of it, the more they enjoy it, the more collective energy there is.
How much have you put into so far, even just through a couple of practices this year, than you were able to learn last year or put in last year?
Gosh, I can't remember, but I think just in general, Mike's system is less complicated than the Princeton. Princeton obviously it's such an intricate and I don't even know what the word is.
I mean more like how much of Mike's system did you guys ever get to learn last year?
We never really ran Mike's system last year. It was more a hybrid, and I think that's part of not finding an identity is that through personnel, no training camp, and very little practice time with all the injuries, it was hard to really to get Mike's system going, and it was hard to find that identity. So we already are starting to form an understanding of what he wants and the way we're going to play, which is greater than last year.
How can you?
Just do what you always do. Be supportive, be energetic, and encourage your teammates. Try to make it easy for them. That should be the idea, no matter what. This would be good for guys to get an opportunity, and maybe build some confidence, even if they go back to a secondary role. They can maybe do it with more confidence through the early stage of the season. So we got to look at it as a positive, and then find a way to through our cohesion and support of each other to not hurt as much, not suffer as much without Kobe.
Steve, can you still remember what it felt like to go through a year completely injury-free?
I mean, I don't know if anyone in the league ever does that. You know, I mean, I think I've played 82 games a few times, but you're never injury-free. You always play hurt in this league. It's just you play too many games to not be suffering from something at some point.
Or you resign to the fact that because where you are in your career right now, there will always be something.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, it was probably the way it was when I was 27, or, you know, so it's nothing new, really. I mean, obviously, it gets a little more difficult in that you have to be more thorough the older you get, and obviously, you know, I don't want to discount that there probably is a factor with age. As much as I'd like to not indulge in it, it's there, but you know, still feel really capable and positive and optimistic, especially at the start of a season.
Does Mike seem to be more at ease, you'd say?
He does. You know, I think he's enjoying the group more. You know, like I said last year, it just felt like we could never really get that good energy going for any consistent period of time. Whereas I think this year it feels, you know, a lot more fun and energetic to start here.
To what degree do you think that reality of having the training camp, being able to phase into that, some of the new pieces can offset the obvious drop in talent?
Yeah. Well, it's going to have to. I mean, if we want to be successful and exceed expectations, the group is going to have a real cohesion and spirit about it in order to overcome a drop in talent. But it's just exciting to have another opportunity after last year. I mean, I think not only last year was it, you know, unsuccessful, it was also painful. You know, it wasn't a lot of fun. It wasn't as positive as it should be, an experience. And so there's a lot to play for us.